Okay, let's move on to net zero and wind power, actually. So first of all, a few days ago, the UK announced a new UK-Germany partnership to boost renewable energy and deliver net zero. So that's pretty exciting, isn't it? It's been agreed to help secure safe, affordable and clean energy for consumers in both nations and for the long term, and to bolster energy security under the partnership signed in London by Energy Security Secretary Claire Coutinho and Germany's Vice Chancellor Robert Habeck. The UK and Germany have reaffirmed their shared ambition and commitment to net zero and progressing the energy transition. That couldn't sound any better. So let's have just a quick look at what it is they're talking about here. They're going to enhance cooperation in renewables, notably offshore wind and electricity interconnection. Now, the offshore wind bit is what we're going to focus on in a second, because maybe that ain't so possible. But let's look at what else they're saying. They're going to share industry knowledge and expertise for carbon capture, utilization and storage, including cross-border transport of CO2. I would have thought the weather does that, but anyway, okay. Strengthen and promote regional and global energy security, including discussions on winter preparedness, get the snow tires on, security of infrastructure and supply chains, share best practices and lessons learned on industry buildings and heat decarbonisation, and so on. But here's the problem. We are seeing offshore wind farm projects, well, as the Telegraph describes it here, hold and sinking. So these projects are not going ahead. 2 cancelled off the east coast of the United States this week, and others also having the same problem. And the question is why? Well, here is Prysmian Group. This is one of a very few companies that provide the cables that connect the offshore wind farm to the mainland or whichever coastline that it needs to connect them to. And they're saying back in late September there that they will be displaying their most important range of products and technologies for the offshore wind farming industry, including submarine power transmission cables, such as inter-array cables up to 66 kilovolts and AC export cables up to 275 kilovolts and so on. But the problem is they can't supply them because there are only a few companies that are supplying these cables, and they can't manufacture them to the speed that's needed. So already there's a 10-year waiting list in most cases, or at least the intention to purchase has to be signed 10 years prior to its need. And this is one of the reasons that these offshore wind farm projects are failing. The other reason is insurance, because the problem is that these companies the technology is changing, therefore the cables themselves are changing. The insurance companies are putting the prices up because of the new technology. And the price of insurance for the lifetime of the cable and the lifetime of the wind farm is off the charts. It is almost making it uneconomic. But in the meantime, we're not just talking about offshore wind that is tied to the seabed. We're also talking about floating offshore wind. And so Japan and Denmark have agreed to tie up on floating offshore wind technology, according to the Japan Times. And the technology involved in the cables between these and the shore is even more complex. So this is a problem that they don't seem to have an answer for at the moment.
No, because the thing doesn't make sense, but I think people are beginning to think it through.
Deb